Hi there, I'm Dr. LaQuita J, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about all things in between being and becoming a pharmacist. How you doing? You all right? I am sitting on this good porch this afternoon, decompressing my day. Just really got off the phone with a call with a client. I wanted to share that with you because oftentimes we feel like we have so many things going on, so many things to do, and it's like I don't know what like this. I had a client. She was like, I just got so much going on. I am a full time. I work full time, 40 hours a week. On top of that, I'm trying to study. I have other commitments. I have to help pitch in my sister, take care of my nephew, and it's just a lot. She has going on commitments, right? So I was like, okay. And then she wanted to do more details about like how every time she starts studying, she like, okay, she'll say today's her day on Tuesday, or she just study. When she starts studying on Tuesday, she's feel like every time she looks up, it's a wasted day. And I said, okay, so how long have that been happening? And then she goes more details saying about, this has been happening at least 3 or 4 times a week. And I said, okay, so what do you do prior to studying? She said, what you mean? I said, before you decide you're about to study, what do you do? And she was like, oh, well, I just start studying. I said, okay. I said, so how do you feel when you get done studying? She was like, well, I feel like I never get nothing done. I feel like I don't achieve anything. I was like, well, that's possible. That's very possible. Nose ring, okay. I said, that's very, very possible there. I said, so let me get this straight. Say today is, I said, let's just say today is Wednesday. Okay, so what we about to study today? And she says, well, I'm just gonna go off what I'm just gonna pick what I studied the day before. I said, okay. Why you pick what you studied the day before? She was like, because I didn't finish it. And I said, okay. So what topics? I said, let's start here. So she kept telling more story. I'm like, and then I said, okay, if you resonate with her, let me know in the comments, right? I said, so let me get this straight. You go to a library for 8 hours a day, and you don't walk away like you know nothing. She said, no. I said, okay. Well, this is something I want you to do, and this is something I always tell my clients. It's this wonderful thing called Pomodoro Technique, right? It's a technique that's been around for centuries. Different people use it, and honestly, you were taught in it in school. A lot of times we don't realize, especially you in college, you have a class that's a 50-minute class. And you have 10 minutes to get to the next class, right? See, that 50 minutes, that's a Pomodoro technique. Because the Pomodoro technique says you do 25 minutes with a 5-minute break. But most of the time, people don't do the 30 minutes. They do the 50 minutes because it's more productive with the hour. So I was like, that's what you do. Instead of going in, first of all, let's start. I'm interested in the Pomodoro technique, but you also need to first, before we can get to that, let's organize the chaos. Because that's the thing, we oftentimes have this bucket of to-do lists, but we never organize our chaos. What is the most important activity right now that's going to help us? What is that important activity? And let's go do just that. A lot of times we pick and choose, and it's a thing called eat the biggest frog. A lot of times you need to eat that biggest frog, eat the big frog. What's the activity that's gonna move the needle, right? I remember particularly when I was updating the 2025. Well, I had to change a few things because, of course, I told y'all backstory that when I finally decided, and I finally committed to writing the NAPLEX playbook, I wrote it for the old exam, and the exam changed this year, so I had to change some things for the new exam, and I was procrastinating writing the book. But when I finally committed to writing a book, because I was focused on doing a mindset course for my clients, I'm also working on a math book as well. And I was like, I want to have all these things. I'm like, but no, what your clients need right now is the playbook, because they can go ahead and start the disease states. Math go math. But they can start that. The mindset, you do mindset Monday through Friday. We do exercise at least once a month with mindset. They have motivation Monday through Friday. They have that, like, but the thing is gonna move the needle is this playbook, because it's over my head. Oh, I need this playbook done, right? So I said, that's what I had to start doing. And I too work a 40-hour job. I work, yes, I'm also a caregiver. I'm also um, a board member for a nonprofit. I also run a company. Like, we also, I do all these things. And I was like, you have to figure, like, I have to balance. So this wonderful thing called Pomodoro Technique is what we've been doing since pharmacy school, since school in general. You just simply put a task on, and that's why I said organize the chaos. First things first is write down all the things we think we need to do for this week, need to get done. Write all the things down, and then go back and look at this list and say, okay, what are the top 3 things I have to get done absolutely right now to move forward? What I have absolutely to get done. Write those things down. Just top 3. Just number 1, 2, 3, and focus on those 3 things. And then we'll work our way down to whatever number is. And even with that, now we identify what the top 3 things are to do. Now let's commit the time for it. So start task number 1. Okay, let's do a 50-minute circuit. Say this week. Said you work 40 hours. You probably only had about 2 hours after work to get something done today. All right, so let's commit 50 minutes. Those 2 hours still working. 50 minutes, take a 10-minute break, 50 other minutes, like, and have a task on specifically what, like, break that project down. For me, when I started breaking things down, everything made sense. I had to start doing it piece by piece. Like they say, what's the best way to eat an elephant? One piece at a time. So that's how you do everything, one piece at a time. So that is my words for you today. Like, you feel like you're overwhelmed, you always studying, you feel like you're not retaining anything, probably because you're trying to do too much at one time. But we just simply stop trying to do everything at one time and just focus on just doing simple things. Breaking that elephant down, eat it piece by piece. It'll be so much better. And then stop trying to dedicate. Sometimes, and that's a lot of times too, sometimes we think that, I know, especially when you think, oh, I'm a let go of my job, let go of this, I have all the time in the world to study. But you probably won't study, or you probably won't do the work that you think you will. It more likely will not happen. It's best for you just simply just keep the job, because it actually be more productive, because I don't have time to waste. Because I feel like when you feel like I have all the time in the world, we waste a lot of time, because we feel like we have all the time in the world. We really do not have all the time in the world. Or it's okay if I slow down here because I have it tomorrow. And you look up 6 months later and you back where you are. You're back where you are. I had to receive a text message from a client that I helped last year, and she was like, this time last year we had just met. Wow, it's amazing how a year of difference is. I said, yeah, it is amazing how she came in ready to work. She said, this is my last time taking this exam. I'm sick and tired being stuck here. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do what I need to do to get what I need to do. And I said, baby, if you ready to go, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go just as hard as you go. And she was actually the catalyst, like, so let's get this playbook done, because I want to use it with her. Like, I saw the tools. I've been using the same tools, but I want to have it a form where my clients can take it with them. So I said, oh, let's get the playbook done. And baby, a year later, on her 4th attempt, she passed NAPLEX, working as an HIV pharmacist. So a lot of times we out here saying, like, we ain't got all the time. Sometimes the question is how you utilizing your time. The majority of the time you're playing. Let's just be real. You're playing a whole lot. So let's just stop playing. Let's get some stuff done, okay? But it's all my little tidbit from the conversations I had today. It's been a great day. As you can hear them birds chirping. We out here just relaxing and wind down the day. Until next time, though, remember that pharmacy is only if you are. Now go be great. Talk to you guys later.